What was once the Polk County Courthouse now serves as the Polk County History Center and houses the Historical Museum and Library. The museum serves Polk's community through special events, volunteer opportunities, and educational programs. More details are coming up next on Polk Place. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Tina Mann, and joining me in the studio today is Myrta Shung, the Historic Preservation Manager at the Polk County History Center.
Hi Tina, always happy to be here.
Welcome, as always. So we are going into my birthday month. That's the most important part of June, just kidding. It is my birthday month, but what can we expect at the History Center for the month of June?
Well, let's start with our program for our Curators of Curiosity, and that's our family program that we offer. It changes monthly, and June is also the month in which we celebrate Father's Day. So we wanted to give our visitors an opportunity to celebrate Father's Day at the History Center. It's an interesting occasion. It actually was first celebrated in 1910, but not really designated a national event until 1972. So we have a great Father's Day opportunity. So dads, come in with your children. The children will have a card that they can create that looks like a fishing lure. And as soon as they finish their card, we invite them to go back to the fishing exhibit and take that in. That's a wonderful exhibit. It's a beautiful collection of fishing lures and antique boats and rods and reels. So come into the History Center and take a little tour going fishing.
Sounds like a good way to honor your father. Mm-hmm. And I know in June we're also continuing the environmental theme for the Lunch and Learn, which you guys decided to do because this is actually the 10th anniversary of them opening the Nature Discovery Center at the Circle B. So a lot of places around the county are celebrating environmental topics and things like that. So what environmental topic do you have for us for June?
Well, we're really excited that we'll be hosting Terry Mashore. And the reason she is such a great speaker for a topic on outdoors and tours or hiking trails is that she actually spent so much of her career with the St. Johns River Water Management District, and she did a lot of research and a lot of work on locating outdoor hiking trails. And so she is actually going to come and talk with us. We're going to take a little virtual tour on some of these trails and hear about what they have to offer, what people might expect to see while they're hiking on the water management hiking trails.
That's one of my favorite things about Florida is all the opportunities to be outdoors. So I love that you guys are just featuring this and maybe encouraging more people to get outside and explore. So that sounds like a lot of fun. So that of course is June 19th.
June 19th.
At 12:15 as always. People need to bring their lunch and come on down.
Great, and what we suggest that you do along with us is read Ms. Mashore's book, which is entitled Backcountry Trails of Florida, a guide to hiking Florida's water management districts. So that'll give you an idea to see, what to expect, where these trails are located, what the distance, and just what that experience will be about. So we thought, let's read about it and then invite her and come and spend a little time talking about hiking trails.
Sounds exciting. So then as usual, we have our architectural tour on June 16th. And that is always one of your favorite things.
It is. Do I say that every time? It is
You
absolutely one of my favorite things. And I always remind everybody, it doesn't matter to us if we have one visitor who's interested for the tour or 20. We're happy to do these curated tours. And it's really interesting. Every time I actually participate as the curator of the tour, I learned something new through the questions that people ask, because they challenge me with questions and then I have to go research those. So it's just, that neoclassical building has such a great design and such a great story. So we are just delighted to be able to offer these one-on-one or group tours.
And what's perfect about it is it's a great opportunity to visit and do something with your family this summer. Really educational, but it's also air conditioned and something that you can keep in mind as an activity for the kids to do.
So exactly. And we really in June, a very interesting milestone that we're celebrating, and you can find remnants of that celebration around the History Center, is that on June 25th in 1909 was actually the dedication ceremony of the opening of that building. Great stories about a day-long barbecue. You know, people came from all over the state by train, you know, by horseback to come visit this occasion, decorated their cars, and 6,000 people came for the celebration. Just so very proud of this stately, wonderful building. Just, you know, a statement of open government to everybody. It's quite a celebration. So June 25th, come and we'll celebrate. We can go have barbecue somewhere or something.
We have some pretty good barbecue places. And I know you guys are actually going to be celebrating the 100 years of the History Center coming up pretty quick. So
We are, and we're very excited about the celebration of the History Center and being listed on the National Register of Historic Places, and then opening as a History Center or opening as a museum. And that 20th year anniversary will be coming up in September. So we'll have a celebration. Hope everybody will come celebrate again.
it's a really important part of our history in Polk County. So hopefully everybody will come out, and 100 years is a big deal. I mean, and you guys have done such a wonderful job of restoring it, or continue to actually restore the inside of the building and keep it this absolute jewel, so that it's as close to what you would have known back then as it is now. So you guys do a wonderful job with that. And I know you guys partner a lot with the Historical Association, things like that. And there's actually a marker dedication coming up, correct?
Yeah, oh, really exciting program. We have the Polk County Historical Commission marker program, works with our historic sites or partners, and fabricating and installing historic markers on very important historic sites around the county. We'll be over in Lake Alfred on June 22nd for a ceremony to begin at 10 a.m. and the ceremony will be at the Highland Community Center. That's at 700 North 3rd Street over in Lake Alfred. And this marker, which is called the Fruitlands Institution marker, it's the Fruitlands Institute. The backstory of that is absolutely beautiful. In 1929, in the period of, very much a rural period of time in the South, Julius Rosenwald, who was the CEO of Sears and Roebuck, partnered with Booker T. Washington, and they created a program to build and fund and build schools for throughout the rural South, and specifically for the use of African American children to be able to have lovely schools to be educated in. So one of those schools, the site of one of those schools, was in Lake Alfred, and it was called the Fruitlands Institute. So just a wonderful story in history about early beginnings of education, and particularly as we're pivoting a focus on education for African American students. So come celebrate that exciting occasion.
That sounds like another good opportunity for education over the summer with your kids. I know you guys do a lot with Lake Alfred, but you also do a lot with the Kathleen Area Historical Society, and they have an event coming up on June 9th.
They do indeed. We're excited about that. We actually, and while we're talking about June, we'll tell you that we're going to actually close the History Center at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon on June 9th, so we can all go celebrate with the Kathleen Area Historical Society as they dedicate this new look and great experience. They have installed new benches and new rocking chairs, and it's just really improved the visual aspect of the park, but in addition to that, it's also improved the experience because it's called Set a Spell. So we're all invited to come out on June 9th and set a spell and learn a little bit more about the Kathleen Area Historical Society and those wonderful areas out there in their early history.
Sounds like a fun event. I know they're going to have food and music out there, so everybody should come check it out. And I know also Lakeland's one of our biggest cities here in Polk County, and they have a history speaker series going on.
They do. The Special Collections Librarian Luann Mims is doing a wonderful job of creating and offering historical programs for folks interested in the history, and particularly they focus on Lakeland history. So on June 14th at 7 o'clock in the evening, Yvonne McShay, who is a local historian in the Lakeland area, is going to be presenting on our Lakeland the other end of Florida Avenue. And of course, this is more about the northern end of Florida Avenue and the history of that area. So those have been very interesting programs. So we encourage everybody to put that on your calendar. It's at the Lakeland Library, and enjoy that presentation.
And of course, coming up in June, as always, is the Historical Association's biggest meeting of the year. So why don't you tell us about that?
So the Polk County Historical Association annual meeting, June 21st at noon at the Civic Center. And this is the period of time in the year when the Historical Association features the pioneers. You know, they recognize pioneers who will be inducted into the Pioneer Hall of Fame. And so it includes a luncheon and a speaker. And the speaker this year will be Cantor Brown. And he'll be speaking on Henry Plant and some of the amazing contributions he made. I always tell everybody, he really, I think, is responsible for the development of the northern end of the county by connecting Kissimmee to Tampa and opening all those 7 cities along the northern route for his railroad enterprise.
And of course, that is a ticketed event, because usually all of our events are free.
Thank you for reminding me of that. Yes, it is a ticketed event, and the tickets can be secured through the History Center by contacting the History Center, 534-4386, telephone, or just give us a call, stop by and visit, and we'll get you signed up.
And those are $18 each.
$18 each, yes.
Excellent. So we only have a couple of minutes, but I know we wanted to mention again how, the History Center is a destination for this summer, and, a great place to visit with your kids. Is there a specific exhibit you would like to highlight this month?
Well, there are, all the exhibits are fun, but I would like to point out that we just opened a new exhibit that is about the story of the history of Polk County government. And it's called Polk Proud, in service since 1861. And there's some really interesting features in that exhibit. It primarily features early education, early health care, law enforcement and fire protection, and then of course the history of county government. It has some very interesting artifacts. We feature an authentic doctor's, a physician's buggy that dates circa 1890. It's very beautifully redesigned, refurbished buggy, and then stories about the early development of health care. We have a classroom that is set up that has a very interesting display of what early student desks looked like, and that's fun to take a look and see what life was like sitting in those tiny little wooden chairs in the beginning of time.
Not super comfortable.
Not super comfortable. So that is a very fun exhibit that we've just recently opened. Then of course, all the other exhibits in the museum are fun as well.
They are. They can also stop into the genealogical library and have free access to Ancestry.com and research. And I mean, it's a great destination for the summer. I mean, it's educational, it's air conditioned, it's right in the heart of Bartow, so you can go explore. You can do the Florida Stories app and learn all about Bartow. I mean, that's just a great opportunity to visit over this summer.
We think so, and we invite everybody to come and play with us all summer.
All summer long.
All
go
summer
and play with the History Center folks. Well, thank you for coming on today.
And thank you, Tina.
Polk County has a rich history and heritage, and the Polk County History Center is continuously thinking of new ways to help Polk residents experience that history. The museum's collection includes natural and cultural objects related to Polk and the greater Central Florida area that represent our history from pre-Columbian to present-day eras. The artifacts on display at the museum represent individuals, cultural groups, and events significant to the region. Located at 100 East Main Street in Bartow, the History Center is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. For more information about exhibits and events, you can check them out on the web at polkhistorycenter.org or give them a call at 863-534-4386.